Hello everyone, welcome to the Scumdog's Kennel. I'm your host, Chris Williams, and in today's Cryptid Corner mini episode, I have a couple of bizarre stories to tell you all today, folks. One, some information on the Kecksburg UFO, and another, we're going to be talking about the weakening magnetic field of the planet, folks. Let's get into the first article. The 1965 Kecksburg UFO incident, new debates, old mysteries, still unresolved. Let's get into this article, folks, and read it, and we can discuss a little bit about it and wonder about the nature of it, folks. Nearly 6 decades after a fiery object crashed into the woods of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, debate still rages over what truly fell that night. Was it a secret GE Mark II reentry vehicle or something far stranger, as early investigator Stan Gordon insists? Now, that was a pretty good opening, folks, but let's read the actual article now. Researcher Stan Gordon, who began investigating the Kecksburg case as it unfolded in December 1965, recently responded to the updated 2015-2024 report by John Vincher and Owen Eckler. Their claim that the object was a GE Mark II reentry vehicle conflicts with multiple witness accounts gathered by Gordon over the years. While the Vincher-Eckler report cites a sulfur odor and green glow as consistent with reentry debris, Gordon notes that similar odors have appeared in other UFO cases and that color variations during descent were widely reported. Close-up witnesses, including the late firefighter James Romansky, described an acorn-shaped seamless object with a possible hatch-like protuberance, features unlike the GE Mark II's design. Sketches and models from witnesses and artists further reinforce this description. Although the debate continues, Gordon maintains that no definitive proof links the Kecksburg object to any known U.S. space hardware. Now, folks, about a few weeks ago, we talked about this new information that the Kecksburg UFO could be a GE Mark reentry vehicle. And I have to say, folks, I kind of agree with that article, but only to a point, folks, because we don't know truly what the Kecksburg UFO actually is, folks. Some people think it might be the Nazi Bell, supposed Nazi time travel machine developed during World War II, because it also resembles descriptions of the Kecksburg UFO with its rather odd shape, folks. So make of that what you will as well, folks. So maybe the UFO that fell in Kecksburg really was of alien origin. We just don't know. Let's move on to the next article, though. Earth's magnetic shield is weakening. The mysterious anomaly growing over the South Atlantic. Let's read this article about what's happening and what might that mean for the future of, well, the Earth, folks. So let's read on. A hidden force beneath our feet is reshaping the planet's defenses. Scientists warn that a strange dent in Earth's magnetic field, the South Atlantic anomaly, is expanding at an alarming pace, raising fears for satellite navigation and the future of our protective shield. Scientists have confirmed that a weak spot in Earth's magnetic field, known as the South Atlantic Anomaly, SAA, has grown nearly twice the size of Texas since 2014, and it shows no signs of slowing down. This anomaly is steadily drifting westward toward Africa at a rate of about 14 miles per year, with its intensity increasing by roughly 25% over the past decade. The magnetic field, powered by the turbulent movement of molten iron in Earth's outer core, serves as a protective barrier against cosmic radiation and charged particles from the sun. But the SAA represents a significant thinning of this shield, creating vulnerabilities for satellites and spacecraft that pass through the region. GPS, weather, and communication satellites are at risk of radiation damage, corrupted data, or even system failure when exposed to this zone. As everyone can see, folks, this is very bad. Now, supposing in the future, folks, that this field's weakening effect continues to spread, allowing deadly radiation to come from outer space and bombard the planet, that could lead to millions or even billions of deaths. So you can all see how truly deadly this situation could become, folks. But let's continue with the article now. Professor Chris Finley of the Technical University of Denmark emphasized that the weakening field is changing differently towards Africa than near South America, suggesting something unusual is unfolding deep within the Earth's core. Data from the European Space Agency's swarm satellites, which have been monitoring Earth's magnetism since 2013, reveal not only the SAA's expansion, but also shifting magnetic patterns across the globe from northern Canada to the western Pacific. While people on the ground are not directly threatened, the changes highlight the dynamic and unstable nature of Earth's geodynamo and its ripple effect on global technology and space operations. Scientists view the anomaly as a critical reminder that Earth's shield is neither static nor invulnerable. And while the article says people aren't directly threatened who are on the ground, that could change in the future, folks, and we can discuss that a little more later, but either way, let's read on. As Finley warned, the South Atlantic anomaly is a warning from Earth's core. It shows us that our planet's protective shield is dynamic and changes deep below the surface can ripple all the way to space and into our daily lives. Indeed, folks. Our daily lives could be affected, if only for the fact that our satellites could basically be taken out. And that could radically alter people's lives, folks, just there. But is there a possibility that the magnetic field could weaken more, and this could cause people to be killed on the ground? Maybe. We can discuss that a little bit more, folks, because that is a frightening thought. But let's continue. Here's a summary. So let's begin this summary with the South Atlantic anomaly. SAA is a weak spot in Earth's magnetic field. 2. It expanded by nearly 2 times the size of Texas since 2014, increasing in intensity by 25%. Then we get to drifting westward towards Africa at 14 miles per hour. This caused by a turbulent motion within the molten iron flows in Earth's outer core. And then we get to the part that says the threat endangers satellites' GPS weather communications, exposing them to higher radiation levels. And then we move on to the part that says dictated and tracked by the ESA's swarm satellites. And finally, it is not a direct human threat, but it is critical for space operations, navigation, and global tech infrastructure. I guess I might be wrong about it becoming a physical threat to people in the future, folks. But then again, the magnetic field, as I understand it, folks, is protecting us from ultraviolet radiation. And that will kill us if it were to get through, folks. So even though it looks like it's not a threat now, but maybe it will in the future. But then again, folks, it's probably not going to do that. But the fact that this stuff could become a threat to the magnetic field around the planet, where basically our satellites are flying, that alone could truly be devastating, because it could basically knock out our communications, make it impossible for people to basically, well, use the internet, I suppose, because you can't use satellites anymore. And that would maybe make the economy grind to a stop. Either way, that's kind of terrifying in itself, folks. Either way, let's move on with the rest of the article now, with the historical context. The Earth's magnetic field has weakened and shifted multiple times in history, including complete magnetic pole reversals, the last occurring about 780,000 years ago. These reversals unfold over thousands of years, but localized anomalies like the SAA are modern evidence of the field's volatility. Reports of navigation problems and satellite malfunctions in the South Atlantic have been documented since at least the 1950s, when the first satellites passed through the region. NASA has long tracked the anomaly, mainly due to its risk for the Hubble Space Telescope and the International Space Station, where astronauts experience increased radiation exposure when passing through it. The growing size and intensity of the SAA may represent the early signs of larger magnetic shifts in Earth's future. So, that is a terrifying thought, folks. What would that mean? As I said, what we can presume would happen is our satellites would be in severe danger, probably. That is the least of the problems I can think of, folks. So that is a terrifying idea. And as I said, folks, I think there's a possibility that the Earth's magnetic, field dampens anymore. There could be a possibility of radiation poisoning hitting us from ultraviolet rays. But so far, folks, the scientists say that can't happen. But then again, maybe they're basically keeping that on the down low because they don't want to panic. It's still a terrifying idea. Either way, what's happening is very frightening, folks. But now we're at the end, so please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Read comics, they're bad for you. You can use the YouTube link down below in the descriptions of the chat to go subscribe to me. Hit that like button for me. Make sure you're still subscribed. Leave some comments down below. Hit that bell for notifications. Make sure to hit the part of the bell that'll give you all future notifications, and please share this video out. I'm Chris Williams from the Scumdogs Kennel. Thank you all for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow with another great video, so be sure to come back again then. Till next time, folks, I'll see you all again soon.